Hello everybody, I'm back up in my workshop today, but not because I have a woodworking project, but because I want to show you our brooder setup. We have our broad-breasted white turkeys, and we have our Freedom Ranger broilers. So I'm going to show you how we set up our brooder. It's a very simple setup. It's worked great for us for the past few years, and want to give you an idea of what we do and how actually simple it is to raise these baby chicks. So we like to use these galvanized watering troughs for our brooders. We have two different sizes. I have this larger 2 foot by 6 foot one, and this is typically for our Freedom Ranger chicks, where we're doing 30 to 32 chicks at a time. And we have a 2 foot by 4 foot one. We'll use that for our turkeys. Typically we're doing 6 to 8 turkeys at a time, so that's adequate size for them until we move them into the mobile brooder, which we can move in and outdoors to get them accustomed to the colder temperatures outside. You can hear them, they're pretty active in here right now, but we'll get a little bit more into detail now and show you exactly how we set everything up. So the first thing we do is we like to put a nice layer of, this is a finer type of wood shavings. I think this is better for the chicks. It also absorbs a lot more than the coarser ones. And we'll put a couple inches of those to start inside each of these watering troughs. We of course have our waterer and our feeder. We have our waterers on top of some wood, keeps them getting a lot of shavings in them, although we need to clean this one out. You can see that's going to be inevitable. And we've done the same thing for our feed. That's on top of some blocks of wood. One of the most important things are our heat plates here. This is what we use to keep our birds warm. So the thing I love about these heat plates is they are very, very safe to use. And because we are indoors here in my workshop, I didn't want to take the chances with using any bulbs that could possibly fall into the shavings or break or cause a fire. I have never used this heater. I purchased it basically as an emergency backup, and the plan was only to use it outside in the chicken tractor if it actually got very, very cold at night. So these are a radiant heat plate. If you put your hand under here, you're not going to feel a lot of warmth. The plate is not going to heat up the air, but it will heat up objects such as the chicks or your hand if you leave it under there for a period of time. The bottom is this heating plate here. It will feel warm to the touch, but you're not going to have that intense heat that you would with a heat lamp. These radiant heaters use very little electricity. They use about 18 watts of electricity each, which is great. One thing that is very important on these is this plastic cover. If you don't have the plastic covers, the top is going to get dirty. You can see what it looks like with the turkeys. That's ready to be cleaned. And you want to get 2 sets of these. That way you can just exchange them and take your time cleaning the other set. I've got 2 plates here. We do have 32 chicks in here. At the size they are now, 1 would be enough, but as they grow, 1 is going to be too small. I want to keep them towards one end of the brooder. That allows this area to stay warmer rather than separating it out, and gives the chicks one place that they'll know to go if they want to stay warm. Okay, one thing that is very important. The reason we can use this radiant style heater with these birds is because this room never goes below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a heated workshop, and when we initially get the birds, we will warm this up to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I will slowly lower the amount of heat in this room as the birds get older and start to get their feathers so that they get used to the little bit cooler temperatures, but they will still have these radiant heaters to keep warm. Once the temperature outside is warm enough and we can transition these birds into the mobile brooder, we will bring them inside and outside during the night and day in order to accustom them to the lower temperatures until they're fully feathered and ready to go into their chicken tractor outside. Because we're doing turkeys and chickens, timing is important. We typically like to get our turkeys about a week before we get our chicks. That way the turkeys will be large enough to transition out of the heated workshop into the mobile brooder, be outside for a period of weeks before they go into the chicken tractor. And at that time we will transition the chickens to the mobile brooder and then give them a couple weeks time, and then they'll go out to their chicken tractor outside. Cleanliness is very important. Turkeys have been up here for a little over a week. The Freedom Ranger chicks, we just got them a day ago, so they've only been up here for about 24 hours, a little over 24 hours. There's very little odor up here. You must keep the shavings clean, either by adding more shavings on top or by replacing them as the droppings get more intense, as these birds get larger. After a while, that's going to become near impossible in enclosures this size, and that's why we have it timed so we can transition them into our mobile brooder and then eventually into our chicken tractors. Once these birds get a little bit larger and they're starting to try to fly, we don't want them to be able to get out of the brooder, so we'll just take some old window screens, place that right over the top. That'll keep these birds nice and secure, plus still give them plenty of ventilation. So that is our simple brooder setup. I love turkeys. Turkeys are so sweet. So we've been raising turkeys and chickens for probably the last 4 years from chicks, and this is the setup we've used. It's worked great for us, and it's really not that difficult. It does require a little bit of an investment, but it's well worth it, and this equipment will last you a very, very long time. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you have a question or a comment, please place it below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we certainly would appreciate you subscribing to our channel. But until next time, here on Sunny Side Up Farm, we hope all your days are sunny side up.